One. And we are live, baby.
Welcome everybody to the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. We do this every Tuesday night because we love creating awareness about other brands outside of ourselves. We love to do that. We love to uplift. We love to empower other movements other than our own. So that's why we came up with this. Actually, our buddy down there at the end came up with the whole concept, Mr. Kenneth Wayne. Mr. Kenneth Wayne is one of our panelists. Lisa is another panelist. And this is the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour, where every week we uplift and empower other business owners like you. Hopefully you're listening tonight either on our website or our live views. You can check us out live on Real Talk 100 Radio and Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour on Facebook if you're listening on our website. Before we get started with tonight's show, we want you to make sure you share the video worldwide. If you're watching us live, share the video. We want everybody to know what's going on this show. We want everybody to know about what's going on this upcoming April 2nd, this upcoming Saturday. We want you all to come out, especially if you're in the Houston area or the greater surrounding areas. We're going to get to that subject in just a few minutes. But right now, I want everybody to share that video and invite other fashion designers, models, independent music artists. If they sing, if they dance, if they're a comedy act, I want you to share that video and tag them in it. Make sure they're listening tonight. We want to make sure the models, we want to make sure the fashion designers, comics, if they sing, if they dance, if they rap, we want them tagged and listening to this video tonight, listening to this interview. And last but not least, we need vendors. If you know somebody who's a small business owner and would like to create awareness about their business at an upcoming event, tag vendors, tag all vendors in the greater Houston area. With no more further ado, I need to get to my panelists before we get started with this interview. Lisa, I'm going to start with you because I know he's got a lot to talk about. Lisa, go ahead. Do you have anything to talk about tonight? No, she's looking crazy. I caught her off guard.
The lives.
You're sharing the lives?
I'm sharing the lives.
Okay, I will leave you alone, ma'am. Kenneth Wayne, man. This gentleman here and his lovely wife have just
we ain't talking
returned.
about no vacation. We ain't talking about it. He's grounded from talking about it.
Lisa doesn't want to talk about it.
I do. Take me, so he's grounded.
We want to talk about Vegas right quick. I know Lisa doesn't, but I do. She's jealous. She's jealous. She wanted to go, but we couldn't break away. Ken Wayne, let's talk about it, man. We already talked about the phone off camera. We talked about the phone malfunctioning on you when New Edition hit the stage. But overall, how was the trip?
Oh, man, it was great. Like I said, the highlight of the trip was, we went to the culture tour. We didn't want to go here in Houston. Because it was in the Toyota Center, it was going to be big, So we went Michelob Center, and it was smaller venue, close. We was on the 5th row.
Okay.
So that's how close. We was to the side. We wasn't exactly in the middle, but we was to the side a little bit. And I mean, Jodeci took the stage first.
Okay.
Hey man, anybody say they ain't got it? It's a lie because they got it. They still got it.
They still on their grind?
They still got it,
Okay.
Then I got to see Uncle Charlie. I always wanted to see Charlie Wilson. So he was up there, 2 knee surgeries, bad knees, but he was still bouncing around and he was still running for your love. Okay.
In Vegas. And y'all were at what venue?
At the Michelob Center. It is in the, what you call it? The Gold. Train of thought.
It's all right.
It was in the last hotel on the strip. So
okay. I can't remember. Lisa, can you remember which one that is? I can't remember either. I can't remember either.
Shot the people for.
Okay.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. I know. Yeah, I don't know the name of it. It's not.
I forgot the name.
Yeah, I can picture it right now, but I can't picture the name.
Blank.
That's all right.
It was a smaller venue. It was more intimate.
Okay.
It was all right. So we liked it. We decided to go there instead of waiting till they came to Houston.
Gotcha.
Because the smaller the city or the smaller the venue, the better show you get.
Right.
So, we was really ecstatic about it. And then, of course, I'm in Vegas with family, so I go play a little bit.
All right. You can't go to Vegas without playing.
And I went down there and threw them rocks a little bit.
And got lucky, yo.
Yeah, I got lucky.
He got lucky.
I got lucky. So, hey, till next time.
Till next time.
Keep my seat warm till next time.
Love it. Hopefully we'll be able to fly out with y'all next time. That sounds like a lot of fun. Vegas, trips to Vegas, y'all. Boy, they are fun. They say he just violated a rule. They say what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. But hey, he didn't tell too much. He didn't tell all.
You heard that joke that what happened in Vegas turned 5 yesterday.
Turned 5 yesterday.
And that's when they start telling everything.
I haven't heard that one yet, Wendy. What goes
on
on in Vegas turned 5 last year. Welcome y'all to the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. With no more further ado, we're going to kick this show off. This show is all about visual arts. Well, actually, the next show is all about visual arts. This show right here is all about modeling and an up-and-coming fashion show that's coming fastly approaching on April 2nd. And the event coordinator of that event is sitting right with us right here. She is the founder of the movement of domestic violence of all types. So I forgot to tell y'all, anybody who's a domestic survivor, a domestic violence survivor, make sure they're tagged and make sure they're listening tonight too, because she's got a lot to say about the subject. Wendy.
Hello. I'm so glad to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
You're welcome.
Yes, the movement against domestic violence of all types and Houston's Angels are actually Real Talk 100 Radio.
Yes, ma'am.
We are putting together a fabulous production. This is going to be more than just a fashion show.
Yes, ma'am.
This is going to be out of the ordinary. Y'all, I'm looking at bringing like Victoria's Secrets to the runway. This is the kind of production we're going to put
go.
on. We're not.
As long as you got one with some wings on.
And make sure if you want to see the Victoria's Secrets, you come to the nighttime show.
Okay.
There will be lingerie, nightclub wear, and bikinis.
Y'all hear that, fellas? Y'all hear that, fellas? It's a nighttime show and a kid-friendly show.
That's right.
Can I come in my green suit?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. No, he didn't.
So yes, it is absolutely a daytime show and a nighttime show. The daytime show actually has is supposed to have a couple of youth designers and vendors.
Okay.
We want to promote making sure that the youth get out there. We also have several youth performers.
Okay.
During the day. And to me, this is a good way to get the kids out into the industry without having to go through the mundane stuff that, as we've all heard on my show, that my daughter and her sister have gone through.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize how the industry actually bullies a lot of new incoming people.
Bullies them.
Yes,
Not at this show.
You're not not at this show.
Right.
I'm just discussing in like the industry. When you go out to go scout and to do these things, people are like, oh, it's so hard. That's because you literally got people like, no, you're not my type. No, you do this too much. No, you do that too much. People should be able to be who they are.
Right.
If you're a music artist and you put out Christian rap, then you should be able to be brought in. You shouldn't be just Christian rap. You should be able to be put on all rap stations.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
If you're doing country music, well, you should be able to be on several different types, especially nowadays with country being all pop.
All pop. Yes. Yes.
And so this is our avenues to be able to do that. Also to get them known in like modeling. The stereotypical thought of a model needs to be 5'11" and 110 pounds is a lie. The perfect runway model is actually a size 4 to 6 and only 5'9".
5'9", size 4 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
And about approximately how much is that? How much do they weigh? Excuse me.
It depends on whether they're 5'9" or 5'10".
5'10".
5'9" usually, I would say perfect weight would probably be about 140.
140
to 150.
That's a skinny girl. You like them thick?
Well,
We like them thick,
don't
though. We like them. We like them thick.
We like them thick too. We actually have models of all sizes in our show because I believe that's how you should be. If you want to be a model, get out there. There's room for everybody in the industry. There shouldn't be no reason why anybody would like it. Like Kenneth says, or Kenny says, he likes them thick.
Yeah.
Well, that means he don't want a size 4 to 6. He want like a 12 to 14, maybe a 16 to 18 now, you know. And
10,
so,
12 would be
10, 12.
10, 12.
I was about to say.
10, 12.
well, I give a range, you know, because, and I say this because, you know, my dad's Filipino. And Filipino men, they don't like nothing below a 14.
Okay.
If
They
it
like
gets
them
too-
thick.
Yes,
Okay.
they like them really thick. And believe it or not, in the old days, if you was very thick, you was very wealthy.
I heard that.
Because if you otherwise, you're starving to death.
I heard that.
If you're skinny, you're starving to death, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to make sure that we get the avenues out there for everyone, as well as raise awareness about domestic violence of every type, starting with bullying all the way through every type of abuse, gun violence, rape, intimate abuse, seniors, vets, LGBTQ. How about race on race?
Right.
You know,
All of that is domestic violence, and a
all
lot of
of
people,
it.
a lot of people don't even know it.
That's right.
A lot of people don't even know it. Is that rain I'm hearing? No.
Wind.
Wind. The high winds outside.
I asked the same thing.
Lots of different types of domestic violence out there, listening audience, and this lady knows about all of them. And she's taught me in the last year. She's taught me a lot about domestic violence that I did not know. Black on black crime is a type of domestic violence. I had no idea. When you have the elderly in old folks' homes and people are in there and they're doing whatever to them, treating them bad, that's a form of domestic violence. There's all kinds of types. I just thought domestic violence was, you know, beating up a family member or something like that, or you know, or something like that. Your wife and having problems with your wife, having problems with your husbands and your wives. That's what I thought. That's where I thought it ended.
So that was domestic violence that Will committed to other thing.
Right. Basically, right?
Yeah,
We ain't gonna even get started on Will.
That is the logistics of it all. A lot of people don't realize that, you know, like we've got a main subject in the media right now. The guys are having to apologize to each other.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people with alopecia are looking at Chris going, look, that's not a joke.
Right.
You know, and then Will Smith got up and literally, that was definitely a form of domestic violence. It doesn't matter that it was man on man. He reached up and walked up and smacked the crap out of him.
Right.
And, you know, the whole point is we can all do so much better.
We can.
We can.
Definitely.
The only way it's going to stop is if we stop it. Because it's for so many people, it's a norm. It's the familiar thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just because it's familiar and it's normal doesn't mean it should be.
Right.
You know, a lot of people lack the fact that, you know, in our minds, a lot of things are normal that really aren't, because there's, you know, issues that we've just been taught by society and by upbringing and what we've seen.
Conditioned.
Yes, it's conditioned into you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're here to break the generational curse. That's what I call it.
Okay.
It's a generational curse because it's been handed down from generation to generation to generation to generation, and it needs to stop with our generation.
Domestic violence you're talking about, right?
I am.
Stopping domestic violence is the topic right now, y'all. And we're with the founder of Domestic Violence,
Movement Against Domestic Violence of all types.
Movement Against Domestic Violence of all types. And that's what she just touched on. There's lots of different forms of domestic violence. A lot of us just thought it was one thing. And no, it's a broad spectrum that domestic violence covers. And she is the founder of this movement. Y'all go check her out on Facebook and Instagram, correct?
Yes.
At Movement Against Domestic Violence of all types. Type it in and she's going to pop up, that lovely face of hers. Hey, y'all, we partnered up with her on an upcoming event. And that's really what this show is about, domestic violence. All proceeds from this upcoming event will go to her and her organization, movement against domestic violence of all types. Y'all come out and support us. It's going down April 2nd, which is this upcoming Saturday.
It sure is.
There's going to be kid-friendly, family-friendly hours. There's going to be kid-friendly and family hours from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Y'all get your kids out of that house and out of the sand pit or whatever, out in front of that computer. That they like them video games. Get them out of the house. Let them come out and see something. Tell the parents and the children what they can look forward to this upcoming Saturday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m.
All right. Well, we actually have several models that are youth. The kids are modeling the clothing lines and stuff like that. They are vending. They are also designers,
Okay.
believe it or not. So we have models, vendors, and designers that are all the way from youth to adult.
Okay.
And I promote this for families because you'd be surprised. You can have a kid go to a fashion show that has never been in one, never had thought of being a model. But when they get into that fashion show, they're like, you know what? That looks fun. I think I could do that.
Right.
And so it helps to get the families involved. To me, I believe that parents should be able to push and promote and support their kids. And if they don't know what they like, then how are they going to know?
How are they going to know?
You might have a child at home that actually has designer ideas and thinks, well, that's only for adults. Well, if they see a youth designer out there, that this is their promotion, it makes it a whole lot easier to support their dreams because they can go, oh, I can do that.
They relate to it.
Yes.
Yes. Relate to it.
We need more things for the family unit,
Yes,
quite
ma'am.
honestly.
Yes, ma'am.
And on a lot of fashion shows, you don't have that.
Right.
Because don't get me wrong, my daughter does a lot of modeling, but there are times when I have gone to a couple fashion shows and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have brought you to this. Turn around.
A little risque.
Or she'll sit there with her hands like this. There was one last year at some point. Her and my husband had gone with me and a friend, and they were both sitting there like this. And so was my friend's son. They were like, oh no. So that is why I did separate my shows so that the kids can enjoy.
Right.
And be a participant and maybe build somebody else's dreams that way.
Build somebody's dreams that way. Do you need any more kids for this weekend to model or?
Actually, if they can show up if they need, but really we've got our models covered. What we really need is actually youth designers. If you're a youth out there and you've been doing a line or you're a person who does youth clothing, especially smaller kids, we'd love to have you come out because actually we have a big spectrum of children. I was very pleased with our rehearsal this last weekend. I think the kids did really good. Lisa, what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have another rehearsal the day of the show.
Okay.
So that means any designers can actually show up at 10 a.m. at the Trophy Wife Event Center at 11510 Homestead and check in. We do have a vendor fee, but that goes with the designer so that if you have clothing, your clothes can just do more than hang on a rack or set on a table. Okay. They can be put on somebody and put in somebody's face. Gotcha. Then people like me who like to take it off the runway can do that. I'm really bad about that.
You're really bad about buying it right off the
You'd be surprised how many people love that about me though, because I'll be like, you see that piece that model's on? Don't even let her get it. That's mine. Here you go.
Take it right.
I've already paid for it. I've done that twice now. The model come back. She's like, you bought my piece. I was like, sorry.
You buy it right off the model.
The minute I saw it, I was like, oh, I need that. How much is it? I need that. How much is it? And I paid.
Support doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't. It doesn't. To me, that's the way it goes.
I bet you made a lot of fashion designers' nights.
I hope so. And I'm looking forward to more. I really am high on fashion and art because that's what makes the world go round, quite honestly, being artistic and being able to be creative. Because without creativity, how do we come up with jobs? How do we come up with placements? How do we come up with a need for someone? That's how it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely.
Creatives, this show is for you. The next show is for you also.
Oh, yes.
It's all about creating, and what we've created this upcoming Saturday from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. at night is for creatives. It's for fashion designers. It's for models. And last but not least, it's for underground music artists, independent
Yes.
music artists. Y'all are also invited to come and get your performance on. This is the lady to talk to. Don't blow me up. Malcolm, I want to perform. Nope. This is the lady to talk to right here. If you would like to perform, talk to the artist right quick. We're going to censor them from 1 to 5. Are we going to censor them from 5 to 10 also?
No.
No censoring.
No censoring from 5 to 10.
After dark.
That's right. After the family show, it's all bets out.
Okay.
As I say, creativity is where I'm at. Even though I'm a pastor, you won't see me in some of the stuff, but I'll definitely put it out there, and you might see me buy some of it. Don't get offended. I have a 31-year marriage, and it stays a 31-year happy marriage for a reason.
Nothing wrong with that.
Pastors have children, so
we didn't
obviously they
have-
have sex.
That's right.
We didn't have pastors in here that write sexual books.
Right.
Okay, so the Lord says submit.
So,
You know, and it doesn't have to be in an ugly way. It can actually be in a very nice and sensual way as
Yeah.
well. And so, yes, there is censoring for the first show.
Okay.
There will be no rompity romp music or no too much of tail showing or any of that. You might get a little cleavage, you might get a little belly, but we're really not trying to put it all out there. During the evening show, you're going to see a lot of everything. I've already seen some of the designs.
Okay.
I have a personal piece being made.
All right. Are you gonna wear it that day?
That's maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, green suit, here it comes.
We're gonna get him to wear that green suit one of these days.
I'm very proud to announce that my husband actually is joining in. So my husband will be wearing some of the men's nightwear.
Okay.
So to show that
He's gonna be in panties?
men's nightwear, not
That's
ladies.
No, that's panties.
Speedos. He gonna have the Speedos.
Tell him, baby, he's gonna be wearing panties.
In Scotland, where she's from, they fashionably call underwear panty
Panties.
They
in
do.
Scotland. So she still, when I put on my boxers, she's like, "Are
She
you
still
wearing
calls them
panties?"
panties.
I'm like, "No."
Well, and you know they wear the
We in
skirt-
America.
well, they wear the kilts too.
Right.
I actually have someone that I follow on TikTok that I'm actually fixing to order a kilt for my husband because he actually likes kilts.
Yay.
He actually likes
So,
them.
Yes, and he will definitely sport it without a problem. So I'm
Well,
really
if I
proud
ever
about
get
that.
married, everybody's going to be wearing a kilt.
Oh,
Come
hell.
on.
hell.
I love the way she looks at me.
Yeah.
Oh hell.
I can
That's
see you now like
right.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Her body.
Oh, you know what's the disappointing is he'll never want to go back to jeans and shorts.
You don't think so?
No.
Why is
Because
that?
the air is so much fresher.
Oh. I keep hearing about it. I just can't get over the fact that in America it's a dress. You know, over there it's a kilt. So I can't get over the idea that here I am, you know.
No, there's a difference in the kilts and dresses. I mean, really, their kilts have they have belts, they have flaps, they have special areas to put things. That's
Every
not.
culture has a uniform per se. If you look at the African culture, they're all dresses.
Yeah.
But they're not considered dresses. They're actually part of their culture. It's the same thing with kilts.
Man, just America's behind times. That's all.
What you think, Ken White? What you think?
Our
I can
culture
see you now jumping up on the table like Val did in that movie. Yeah, baby.
our thing over here is saggy pants. Saggy pants is a uniform.
Saggy pants.
I can't.
Not
take
in my
saggy
house.
pants. Not in my house.
You guys
No.
stop sagging their pants.
Yeah.
No saggy pants for you, Wendy.
No saggy pants for me. I brought up a son, and I told my son where that started. And then I told my son, if I see your pants dragged, they're going to be at the ankles because I'm going to pants you. I ain't even playing. If I'm going to see you underpants, I'm going to see you underpants. Because what are you leaving to the imagination then anyway?
Right.
You know, it's all there. And so that just don't work. That don't work for me. Now, you just took you all out of my thing.
I'm sorry. I didn't even see that. Sorry about that. Welcome everybody to the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. We uplift and we encourage other small businesses every week. This week is no different. I'm just updating you about what we're talking about because I know somebody's tuned in the last 10, 15 minutes and they're going, what in the world are they talking about? We're talking about the Speak Up, Speak Out. We're not fooling around with domestic violence anymore. Fashion show. It's coming up April 2nd from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. is kid and family friendly. 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. it's going to get a little exciting. It's going to show a little more skin. From 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., it's all G-rated for the kids. It's for the family. The music will be G-rated. The fashions will be G-rated. But when 5 o'clock hits, we're going to switch everything around, and it's not going to be X-rated now, but it might be R-rated, correct?
Oh, it's definitely R-rated.
Definitely R-rated.
Definitely R-rated. I'm not seeing
And not
X-rated.
kid friendly.
It is definitely not kid friendly.
Okay.
And I have had a parent that looked at me and said, well, my daughter's 17. And I said, well, when does your daughter turn 18?
Right.
And well, her daughter does turn 18 like a couple weeks after the show.
Okay.
So she would actually be able to be into a rated R movie.
Okay. Yes.
Therefore, if
actually,
her
yes.
parent is there, I'm going to allow that.
Okay.
But now, if you just turned 17, you don't belong in my fashion show.
Not from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Not from 5 to 10 because that's our majorly R-rated. And the whole point in separating them is to make sure that we don't cross the bounds of nudity.
Right.
We don't want to promote adults looking at children in the wrong kind of way, or
Exactly.
children that thinking that it's okay for adults to look at them in some kind of way.
Exactly.
And so that's the biggest reason why I separated the two. I want to make sure that we do so. And we're going to be actually honoring some organizations and domestic violence survivors.
We are.
We are.
Shout out to them right quick. Can you do that? Or is that premature?
It's premature.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
actually, I do have one that I'd really like to shout out to,
Okay.
which is Yumika Harmon. She does Reviving Restoring Pearls. She is definitely going to be one of our ones that we are honoring.
Awesome.
She does know this. I've made her a special flyer.
Awesome.
The reason I have promoted her so bigly is she's on my end. She's one that has helped me several times with my organization and us helping get a survivor out before she becomes a victim.
Okay.
And that's what we're doing. We're going to honor her as a survivor, but also her organization, Reviving Restoring Pearls, is an organization in Houston that fights the good fight. We've actually been on the phone with a survivor as she was trying to get assistance, and we had to have Yumika and her team actually go in and rescue her from a police department.
Awesome. From a police department.
Yes. So this is why I'm very big on honoring her and her commander and all of them. They're really great. And the first event I did with her was a domestic violence show, and it was a vendor concert and fashion show as well.
Okay.
So I think it's great.
It sounds like it's going to be amazing, y'all. Y'all need to come out and spend some time with us. April 2nd, 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. We're going to be honoring a lot of domestic violence survivors. If you yourself are a domestic violence survivor, contact Miss Wendy Ragdoll quick. She's the only Ragdoll on all of Facebook. I promise you that. Put Wendy Ragdoll quick
And
into your
Ragdoll's one word.
into your search engine on Facebook, and this lady here is going to come up. Contact her. If you're a domestic violence survivor, contact her. If you're a model, and contact her. If you're a fashion designer, contact her. If you are a vendor or an underground music artist that wants to perform, once again, performers, you're going to have to stay G-rated. Fashion models, fashion designers, you're going to have to stay G-rated from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Artists, when you're on the stage, you have to be G-rated from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. I know I've said that about 3 or 4 times in a row, but I promise you, somebody's going to show up and go to cursing from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mark my words, and we're going to have to say, hey, no. That's from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. You can turn up, like y'all like to say. Get with Miss Wendy Ragdoll quick if you want to perform. if you're a fashion designer, right now we have enough adult fashion designers. We want kid fashion designers right now, correct?
We have enough room for about 2 more adult designers.
Okay.
But we really would like to pump the youth.
Okay.
At this, because adult designers get out there all the time.
Okay.
You
Right.
know, it's really hard
They
for
get
a young
exposure.
person to get out there unless their parent is really working their tail off to get all this stuff done.
Right.
So this gives an opportunity for them to come out. Not saying that adults can't be in. Like I say, I've got a few more spots. So if they are a designer and they are an adult and they've got the line to put out, I do have models. All they have to do is show up at 10 a.m. to the venue of the day of the show, and they can pick all their models and we can put them in line.
Okay. Put them in line.
Mhm.
Show up, fashion designers. You're welcome. Whether you whether you fashion designs for children or whether you fashion designs for adults, you're more than welcome to contact us. You're more than welcome to contact Miss Wendy Ragdoll Quick directly, or show up bright and early, 10 a.m. on Saturday morning, April 2nd, and this lady here will get you an outfit together. I mean, excuse me. I'm sorry. She'll get you a group of models together. Get you a group of models
I
together.
can do the outfit. Yeah. Actually, I'm showing my party rentals, stuff
Okay.
like that. I have because I run my own event business and production company. We have wedding dresses, prom dresses, bridesmaids dresses, little flower girl dresses, special occasion dresses. So there'll be those there too.
Pageant dresses.
Oh, pageant dresses.
Pageant dressers too.
Yes,
It's gonna be going like the youngsters like to say. It's going down.
that's right.
It's going down April 2nd, y'all. It's called the
Speak up, speak out. We're not fooling around with domestic violence anymore.
Thank you.
It's so long.
Fashion, vendor,
We
and
need-
concert showcase.
We need a shorter name, so we need to like take initials off of each word and make her a hashtag.
That's
Make
what I
it
do.
happen.
That's why I do movement, add back.
Movement.
My
Right.
cash app for my company is actually movement, add back,
Advent.
because it's against domestic violence of all types.
Right, right.
And so it works out. And you know, everybody says it's so long. Well, yes. Do you know why? Because you have to make me go, excuse me, can you say that again?
Can you say that again?
Uh-huh.
I need you to say that
So
again.
That gets your attention.
There you
You know,
go.
you say a quick name and people are like, yeah, okay. Down the road
Right.
they go.
Right,
You get a mouthful and they're like, hold on, wait, I didn't catch that.
right. Y'all make sure you go to Eventbrite. We want the entire city of Houston and all greater surrounding areas to show up. Domestic violence survivors, we want vendors, we want the entire community, every community in Houston to show up and support this great cause. All proceeds will go to Movement Against Domestic Violence of all types. You can find their movement on Facebook and Instagram. It's Movement Against Domestic Violence of all types. All proceeds will go to her organization. Go to Eventbrite and type in "Speak Up, Speak Out," and on Eventbrite, "Speak Up, Speak Out" on Eventbrite. That is the event for the tickets. We have regular tickets, and we have regular admission tickets, and we have VIP tickets. Let them know what they get with the VIP.
With the VIP, they're actually getting swag bags and a meal.
Swag bags and a meal.
And of course, front row seat. Special, beautiful chairs to sit in, front row seating. Nobody can take their space. They'll have their meal, which I actually told my person what was being cooked because I'm a chef.
Right.
And so it's going to be a chef style dinner. It's not going to be the regular barbecue. You're not going to come in and get a barbecue sandwich or barbecue chicken. No, you getting a professionally made and cooked and prepared meal.
The Victor Newman meal.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna sit in my VIP seats, I want you to feel VIP.
Right.
I mean, that is for very important people, right?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And so that is actually what we're doing. It's going to be very healthy, so there's no worries on whether it needs to be gluten free or not. It's gluten free.
Awesome.
It's healthy for everyone. They'll also get opportunity to come in a little early and
Okay.
stay a little late for the VIP, so that they can get pictures with designers, artists, the people that are there. You know, you never know who's going to show up.
Right.
This is one of the things that I'm pointing out. This one I'm praying is going to be very successful. I feel it because we have another coming in October.
Right.
And so this is going to be a yearly thing. Twice a year, we're going to have these showcases and productions, starting with this one, which we actually had to reschedule from last year because of COVID. So we're happy that it's happening now. And it's just really going to get out there. And if you're a person who wants to advertise in the swag bags, please reach out to me, because we have a advertising package for those that want to get their information in the swag bags for those that are out there.
Okay. Okay. You brought up masks. Will people be will they be demanded? I mean, would it be demanded
No.
upon them to wear glasses? Does that mean? Would it be
Masks,
demanded
no.
upon them to wear masks?
No, that's not a requirement. for
Okay.
us. That is optional. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize my daughter and I have breathing issues, and putting that mask on really hinders my breathing, and I'd like to keep my breath to be able to talk and up go. So you won't see me in a mask. You will see me in some fabulous designs, and you'll see me change a couple times. I think we're going to try to hook Lisa up with that too. I don't know how many of you ladies have ever watched the daytime soap opera General Hospital, and they had this thing called the Nurses Ball. That's the kind of production
I gotta wear my
working on.
cute panties.
Malcolm, I
Popping
feel
them
it.
eyes over there,
Malcolm,
Malcolm. You
I
better
feel
take
it.
good rest.
I feel a little white girl twerk coming on.
Help me! Help me! I already got a bad hip. It's all her fault. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Hold your thought. I'm coming right back to you. Welcome everybody to the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour, where every week we uplift, empower, and encourage other small businesses. Today is no different. We're with the Movement Against Domestic Violence of All Types. That is an organization right here in Houston, Texas, and she represents exactly what the name says. She moves against domestic violence of all types. And my next question, after she gets her next thought out of her mind, is to explain to our listening audience what those different forms of domestic violence are that a lot of people don't even call it, characterize as domestic violence. Before we come back to you, I want to make sure, Kenny Wayne, you mighty quiet down there, man. You ain't never quiet,
Oh, man,
man.
I'm just listening.
You just listen tonight, man.
Getting all the info in.
You
So
get-
will it be different food vendors there, or?
Yes, we're hoping to have actually different food vendors. That way the actual crowd that is not getting served a special dinner can purchase some food from a few of our vendors. We should have clothing, jewelry. I know for sure we've got us a paparazzi out there. I don't know how many of y'all like paparazzi, but I do. It's definitely a wide range.
Is it no alcohol? Alcohol or no alcohol?
Alcohol in the evening, no alcohol during the day.
Okay.
Okay. No alcohol during the day, y'all. Alcohol at night.
That's right.
Will it be
So,
served, or do they bring their own?
I would actually like to install a vendor for that. So if you have a margarita machine or a daiquiri machine, if that's what you do, maybe Holy Lock.
Okay.
Just to put it out there, because it will help with the nighttime show. First of all, it's probably going to help the crowd deal with the fact that they're fixing to see a lot of skin.
A lot of skin.
And it will definitely help the models with they're going to show a lot of skin.
Take the edge off. Take the edge off.
Take a little edge off.
Take a little
Set the
edge off.
mood without too much.
Right.
We're not looking to get everybody belligerently tipsy.
Right.
So if you are going to drink and you're going to drink more than one or two, I suggest you bring a DD. That means a designated driver.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Because we don't want nobody going out getting hurt and not only for themselves but for others.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize drunk drivers survive a whole lot quicker than their counterpart that's on the other side that they hit, because they're more flexible and viable, and pain doesn't hurt them at the moment. But
Mhm.
You know.
She gets so mad about it. We'll read about it. Wrong way driver kills family of 4 on 45. I bet you they walked away. I bet you they walked away.
It's always the innocent people that get killed, never the person who's drunk.
Oh,
No,
you mean like the one that
never.
was driving down 70 down Westheimer?
They killed the
That amazing
married couple that
couple.
had only been married a year. Yeah, they're actually on my Facebook. Not them personally, but their family is on my Facebook, and they shared it yesterday.
Yeah.
They were just walking.
Yeah. Walking across
Just
the
been
street.
got married Valentine's Day last year, killed.
Mhm.
So bad. The exact words I believe the news used was splattered all up and down Westheimer.
70 down Westheimer.
Yeah.
Come on. Westheimer, you're lucky if you can go 45 most of the
I'm
time.
talking all that traffic. What was they doing?
That is crazy. That's crazy. Were
He'd
they?
been
Were
too
they?
tipsy.
They were. So that was my next question. They were intoxicated.
He was
Okay.
intoxicated.
I see a lot of guys. They're just drag racing. They drag
Yeah,
racing.
man.
Not even drunk. They just drag racing. That's why one officer made her so mad one night. She messed around and dozed off in the passenger seat. We was coming from the south side late one night, and I punched it about 160. He pulled me out of that car. That's a deadly weapon you driving. And I was
It
like,
is.
I'm like, dude. So he's swearing to God I'm drunk or high.
Now you just in a hurry to get home.
No. No, my reasoning was she went to sleep.
I would
'Cause when
never
she's
let
up-
them drive like
When
that.
she's up,
Oh, so while lots of sleep, going away.
But then had the nerve to come to the driver's side of the car and ask me if I was in any danger.
the passenger side.
Whatever. And asked me if I was in danger. I'm like, why? Because my boyfriend's black?
Oh, because you didn't know he was speeding so fast, huh?
Right.
Well, no. I mean, I don't know if that was the reason, but
I promised to God.
I
it wasn't.
wasn't crying. I didn't look disheveled. I looked like I had just woke up. So why would you ask me if I'm in any danger? Come on now.
Malcolm, you should
I
have
like
told
the
him,
way
look
you-
at this hot piece of meat I got sitting over here. I'm trying to get home. officer.
You know,
Can you give me
believe
an
it.
escort?
so, you know, I'm glad you said something about that, Lisa. Do you know how many times people assume the wrong thing because of that?
Because of what?
Because either you're a white girl in the wrong area, or as they
Right.
say.
Right.
I actually got pulled over going through Houston. I'd been at my friend's house. We'd been over there. I was young. Back then, we was smoking, doing whatever. So we just got done getting high. I was headed home. My friend's in the passenger seat. I got pulled over, and the cop's reason for pulling me over is because I was white in the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah, it happens. I grew up in Fifth Ward. It happens
There's
every day.
another sign.
Mm-hmm.
So here y'all go. That's a sign
Mhm.
putting towards domestic violence, because he insinuated that because I'm white, I can't be around black.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something? I hate it.
Because
I-
to me, racial profiling is domestic violence.
Okay.
Because you've come across this opinion and this thought against me. You know, not all domestic violence is physical.
I never
Which-
thought of it that way.
Which brings me to your statement a while ago.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
are the different types of domestic violence?
Y'all listen closely because she blew me away with some of these forms of domestic violence.
It starts with bullying,
Bullying is a form of domestic violence.
and it starts young.
Okay.
8 out of 10 big bullies in the young grow up to be offenders.
Say it again. 8 out of
8 out of 10 bullies as youth, if they stay bullies, not your typical, oh, I don't like you, you're hairless, this. No, I'm talking bullies.
okay.
They grow up to be offenders
Because they think they can bully all the way
all
through
the
life.
way through. And so that's how they are. So it becomes a lifestyle.
They need a bully buster like me. I was a bully buster in high school. Don't pick on my nerdy friends. Don't do that,
That's
man.
how my Uncle Richard is. He was the bully of the bullies. He
Right.
bullied the bullies. And found himself that he had to correct himself. Isn't that amazing? That even a bully to bullies found that he had to correct himself because it wasn't right.
Why did he have to correct himself?
Because he almost hurt somebody.
Oh, he got a little too aggressive.
And so
Okay.
two wrongs don't make a right.
Gotcha.
And that's where his thought went. And he finally realized that two wrongs don't make a right, and that you can actually change it if you do differently.
Yes, ma'am.
The next step would be child abuse. And I'm talking physical abuse, emotional, mental. If you look at your child and constantly tell your child that they're no good, they're not good for nothing, they're never going to amount to anything. If you punch them, you hit them. Don't get me wrong. There is room for discipline, but God said put it on the backside, and there's 3 straps for it. And it's actually in the Bible. You strap your backside, 3 stripes. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Just 3.
Just 3. That's all it takes.
Any more than that's abuse.
That's right.
Have-
Any more
have
than
mercy.
that is abuse.
Have mercy.
And I wish somebody would have told my mama that.
I'm telling you. But,
I got whooped across the back,
Back.
uh-huh.
wherever it landed.
Stuff flying across the room. We've all experienced that, but it's the making the change and changing the fact. And here's the bad thing is, I had to realize when I started doing this that my mother was kind of that way, but it wasn't her fault. I mean, yes, it was, but it wasn't. There could have been bigger differences, but there were differences in the way she was raised and the way she raised us.
Right.
So she did try to cut back on it, but it's the norm for them. That's what they were taught.
Yeah.
Your
Generation
grandparents was harder on your parents than they are on you,
Right.
and so forth. And so it goes back to that. Can you imagine the abuse that your grandparents endured?
I can imagine. I can
You know what
imagine.
I'm saying? And so if we begin to stop and we begin to put an end to it, then we ourselves make the change. Then you have child sex abuse,
Okay.
child molestation part.
Got you.
And we all know what that is. You have human trafficking of children.
Aren't we the number 1 state for that?
Yes, we are.
Number 1 state.
Number 1 state and pretty close to the number 1 city. Houston is.
That is crazy.
Wow.
Because
That's
we're
crazy.
so
That's
close to
crazy.
the border and the port. It's easier to get them in here. We're such a big city.
A
Once you
hub.
get them in here, they get lost.
Mhm.
And if you don't know, then you don't know.
It amazes me to hear how many homes, like right in our own neighborhoods, are full of trafficked humans.
Yes.
We don't even know it.
And
Go ahead.
and the sad thing is it's not limited to any race,
No.
age, or gender. My grandmother was Filipino, and there was so much going on in that age. I know that Asians get trafficked over here. I know that Filipino women get trafficked over here, and when they get in here, a lot of people don't realize that that's what these spas and nail salons do.
That's the
Mhm.
Are you talking about the what do you call them?
Miss Linglings?
Yeah, that too. But I'm talking about what do they say? Hello, good morning. What do they say? It's they always call it some kind of massage parlor. Not hello, good
Happy
morning.
endings.
Happy ending. There you go.
Yeah.
You're talking about those?
Yeah.
The happy
I am.
endings are mostly trafficking places.
A lot of them are. You'd be surprised how many of them are without you knowing.
So they're forcing them to do massages.
Mhm. And here's the next one.
How do they
Here's the
keep them
next
there?
Part of it. Oh, because they have their passports. They have all their paperwork. They have a family member.
Mhm.
Okay.
I got to do this because I got to rescue my sister. They're
Okay.
holding my sister. I got to get my money.
Okay.
They're holding my daughter. They're holding my mother.
Man, that is sick. The world is a sick place, y'all.
It is a sick
A
place.
sick place.
Then you go off into teens. Now, this is where I talk about bullies that grow up to be offenders, because by the time they're in high school, some of those bullies rape young ladies. My first domestic violence rally, my daughter announced how her elementary school bully grew up and raped her in school. In the school.
The elementary school bully. He was bullying her in elementary school. They got to high school
all the way through it. Mhm,
and he raped her.
mhm,
This is the daughter I know?
mhm,
Oh, man.
mhm.
She's had it rough.
She has. And how many other girls have dealt with this?
It's probably millions, billions
And here's the sad part is, did you hear what I said? It happened in the school.
in the school. How does that happen?
So
With all the
there's
security.
that's why we got to work on bringing the awareness and putting a stop to it, because it's still happening. And then you've got the normal everyday rape, that happens to women all the time when we leave nightclubs, when we go out. You know, just because I'm dressed in a particular fashion doesn't mean that I always want to put out.
Right.
You know, I may just want to be out with the girls and I really just think I like this outfit.
Right.
You know,
It's not saying come take it.
that's right.
That's a sick way to think, gentlemen. Gentlemen, I use that word loosely.
That's
That's a sick way to think. I'm pretty sure, you know, as many of sick individuals we have in society, somebody out there is either watching this video or scrolling down their timeline. I'm talking to y'all.
You want me to tell you where you
sick.
just messed up right there?
Sick. Me?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
You classified gentlemen, but men are raped
Just as easy.
as women. It's just not talked about because
I'm not gonna be silly here. Go ahead.
because you know
That's not rape. You can't rape the willing. That's the difference.
That's exactly what I was going to do. Rape me, baby. Now, we can't be silly in this business. Go ahead.
back in my younger days. What was that?
Go ahead, Lizzie.
Here you go.
but that's a big misconception. You know,
Women in power use men all the time.
exactly. And then a lot of men won't talk about it because they've got the male pride. I'm a man, whatever.
The wife at home, and the
And
wife's going to believe I cheated.
embarrassment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
women in power. So let's just say we work for a Fortune 500 company, and she's the CEO. Y'all are saying what? That I am a male secretary, let's just say, or a male IT guy. And y'all, she calls me in. Can you fix my computer? And does what? She forces me. How do you?
Okay,
or I'm
here's
gonna,
you a better example.
or I'm gonna fire you.
Here's you a better example because business wise, it takes a while to do it when it comes to sexual harassment in the company organizations. However, when I talk about women in power, I'm talking like how many guys on parole and probation?
A bunch, millions, just in Texas.
You gonna get down there and take care of me, or I'm gonna revoke your probation.
What?
You're gonna take care of satisfying me, or I'm gonna say you failed a drug test.
What? Okay, and that's domestic violence.
That is domestic violence.
I never looked at it that way.
Let me give you the definition of domestic violence. The definition of domestic is anything and everything that deals with you, right? Your
Okay.
home, your person, your family, your friends, your country. This is all domestic, right? On a regular personal level, that's where we call that. Violence is anything that is intentively to cause someone malice and harm. So, by golly, that is domestic violence because you are really using your power and your
You're not going to
efforts
get this promotion
without
unless
this.
you perform services, which most guys wouldn't have a problem with, but some guys would have a problem because they may not be attracted to
My
that person. They
husband.
might be happily married. They
Mhm.
might be, whatever.
You're loyal.
It's still considered rape because you're not willingly sleeping with that person. They are basically putting a gun to your head without the gun being to your head. But a lot of people's misconceptions is it's all males raping females, but it's not the case.
Nope, and that's what I put. Baby girl, you got a comment over there. I'm seeing you raise that hand. What?
Men can be drugged too. They can
Yes.
go to a bar to get a drink with their friends, to get drugged and dragged to the bathroom.
Now she's
Just
using
as
that
easily.
from experience of a story. She actually heard a gentleman who was at the courthouse when we did our first rally, and he was in a fight. And here's the worst part. He didn't want to have no babies. But guess what? She got pregnant after raping him. And now she's suing him for child support. And he's having to try to sue to get custody of the child.
That's crazy. He never wanted the kid. Never wanted a kid. She drugged him, raped him, and now is suing him for child support.
No wonder Drake putting hot sauce in his cup.
So,
Did you hear about that
so
one?
really,
You didn't hear about that one?
No. Who did?
Also,
Drake.
to go along
I
with
didn't
what
know
the
about
man
that.
said
I didn't know.
earlier, they can get told just as easily as a woman that, oh, you must have enjoyed it anyways. It must have felt good to you. You must have liked what happened.
because the body performs regardless.
That's crazy.
That's why men can be raped.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna
It's
do it.
It ain't gonna
I'm not
matter.
do it.
Your brain can be saying nope, 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 and the body will go hello without a problem because the body has a physical reaction where the brain has emotional and mental.
What about when you're at home and say no, and she says yes?
Believe it or not, you
No.
can be raped by your spouse.
You sure can.
It's rape if you tell your spouse no, you're not in the mood, you
No
don't
is
want
no.
it, and they take it. That is still considered rape.
What if you give in once it starts?
Well,
Because I never say no, so I don't know how I react.
Here's the reaction. No really is no. And so that would be like saying, well, you go on a date and vice versa, you know, once you say no, it should stop. It should never be a persistent thing.
Right.
That's still considered, you know, rape. You're basically forcing or convincing someone, you're manipulating, you're you know, using the bounds of it. A lot of people don't realize that domestic violence, as far as relationship violence, also starts as teens because they don't know how to be in a relationship. So they abuse each other, both men and women, both the ladies and the gentlemen in high school and on further. And then you've got what I've told you that you were like, and I've shocked a lot of people like that because people hear all the time how this woman got pregnant while she's in a coma, right? How she get pregnant? She's been in a coma for 10 years, but she's 9 months pregnant, right?
Right.
Because somebody done took and messed with her. How many men have been done like that? And nobody has no clue.
Nobody has a clue.
Because there's no way to pinpoint how many times or when it's happened because they don't get pregnant. Thinking you pregnant.
That is crazy. The whole subject is crazy.
Yes.
I have a comment. I have a comment right here. He says, this is Devin Haverly. I like to call him Smoker Joker. He has a show here on Real Talk 100 Radio. It is called What Up Radio. What Up Radio. Y'all check out What Up Radio on Instagram and Facebook. Devin says she's right, though. A friend of mine had a girl force herself on him when he was drunk. She recorded it and blackmailed him for about a year. He lost his wife down the line. He said, Malcolm Jackson told me you took it from him a few times. He was laying there looking like Jada in a set-off. I don't know what he's talking about. Malcolm Jackson told me you took it. I think he's talking to you, Lisa. I think he's trying to be funny. Is he trying to be funny? I'm not sure. But I know he's serious on the first one.
Yes.
A friend of mine lost his wife. A girl was blackmailing him for a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And the wife believed.
So there's you an actual
Yeah,
story right there.
Real life story.
I'd love to reply to that comment and give a shout out to him. Tell him we'd invite him to our October 1st domestic violence rally because he is actually a survivor.
Right.
And so we'd love to have him come out and stand for the men that aren't out there being able to be told, because I know it happens and I believe him.
Right. He actually mentioned coming because he has a mobile gaming truck, y'all. This is for adults and
he's
children.
also one of your models.
Oh,
for Caesar.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Okay.
He mentioned coming. I didn't know if y'all had cemented it in.
Oh, excellent. Then
Okay.
I will reach out and talk with him then. So Devin, make sure you get with me for sure, because there are actually very few men that tell their story. A lot of women end up doing it. And the sad part is, out of all the numbers that are telling, how many are not saying anything still?
Way more than women, for sure.
I have a girlfriend that's been in a domestic violence relationship, and she's still trying to get her mind straight, right? Because it's still recent. And I tell her I'm going to do an upcoming show for survivors. We're going to honor them. We're going to dress them up. We're going to do a pageant program style thing where they get to be beautiful, their hair and makeup done. We're going to show them how to walk beautifully. We're going to let them go down the runway, and we're going to give them special crowns and sashes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was telling her about this and how I wanted her involved in this, and she says, "Well, I'm not a survivor, I'm still in the middle of it, and I had to remind her,
Okay.
you're a survivor in it, in the middle of it, and at the end of it. When you have overcome it, then you're no longer a survivor, you're an overcomer.
Right.
So when you've healed, you become like me, which is an overcomer,
Okay.
instead of just a survivor. And so that to me is an important task. You want to support them from beginning to end.
It's from beginning to end is what it's all about. Before excuse me, Wendy, we have a caller. I have a question before I put the caller in. Me and Kenneth Wayne joke all the time. You know, y'all started joking about us getting raped, and what is the first thing we do? Rape me, baby. Now, would you consider that a sickness in us?
No,
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 no.
that's just a man.
That's just a man.
But it can also be seen as very offensive to domestic, rape victims and stuff.
Okay.
Because
Right.
it really shouldn't. I know in our area, we crack jokes all the time. Anybody that knows us knows that that's how it is. But, somebody from the outside looking in would take it offensively because it's really not a joke, no matter how old. Because, they're even attacking 80-year-old, 86-year-old women right now. And,
Yep.
and it's sad because you never think that would even be an attraction to somebody. And these men are mostly in their 20s and 30s that are doing that.
Yeah.
You can go to any club, any bar and pick up somebody for free, go and have a night and be done. But
can you?
Well, in most cases, yeah.
You'd be surprised how many of them, the issue is because they can't.
They can't what?
Oh,
Get it up?
Because they're awkward. They don't know how to do so.
Right.
So the only thought they know is
To take it.
to
Take it. That's the only thought they
because
have.
they're not that.
The suave guy that has gift of gab and can have any woman he
Not
wants.
saying that all of the dorky looking, or out there kind of shy,
Right.
held back people are that away. It's
Right.
just, maybe they're awkward
Right.
and can't.
Let's get to the caller right quick. If you're wondering what we're talking about, everybody, we're talking about domestic violence of all types. Why? Because this is the founder of Movement Against Domestic Violence of All Types. Y'all, please find her page on Instagram and Facebook. She, along with us, are putting on a show this upcoming Saturday, April 2nd, from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's kid-friendly and family-friendly from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., G-rated. Bring the kids out, bring the family out. Enjoy the show till 5, because after 5, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., like the kids say, we're going to turn up a little bit, and we're going to let some skin show a little bit. We're going to drink a little bit, and we're going to have a lot of fun. From 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. It is located at the Trophy Wife Event Center at 11510 Homestead. Did I say that right?
You did.
11510 Homestead, the Trophy Wife Event Center. Y'all come out, all shapes, all sizes. We'll be on the stage, so we expect all shapes, all sizes, all colors to show up, because why? All shapes, all sizes, all colors will be walking that stage and showing off their fashion designs. Let me get to this caller. We have the man I call Smoker Joker. He go, AKA Devin Haverly, on the phone. What's up, my man?
Oh man, I'm living and loving. How y'all?
All right, man. We all right.
All right.
Enjoying this show, learning some things about domestic violence, being silly. You know how we do it. We like to kick it.
Oh yeah, man. Honestly, as I told y'all, there's a lot behind the show y'all don't know. Truth be told, I was honestly a victim of that by myself. Me losing my virginity. The girl was, if I'm not mistaken, 19. I was only 14 years old at the time, and honestly didn't want to do it. Did not want to be there, and that happened.
Let me be a silly man right quick. Now,
Go ahead, man.
You didn't want it for real.
Nah, this was a situation in which, because of where I grew up and who I was in the neighborhood, I was a popular kid in the neighborhood.
Okay.
I was invited into her home.
Okay.
By her. She just asked me to actually help her with something. This had no sexual situation whatsoever.
Okay.
But I was like, yeah, whatever, just go up in there and help. She's older than me. I'm not even thinking she's looking at me.
Okay.
She literally pushed me in the room, started taking off my clothes, and asked me if I knew what I was doing. I told her, nah, and I honestly felt uncomfortable. like truly uncomfortable.
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh, don't worry, you know, everything will fall like dominoes." And I swear, I never forgot that saying, everything will fall like dominoes. And I swear, that's why I made the joke with you, said that Lisa ended up raping you, and we was just laying there looking like Jada Pinkett and set it off when old boy was getting money from him.
Thank you for telling me what you was talking about, because I was lost.
Yeah, on the real, that was the kind of insight of it. I was just kind of like looking at the clock the entire time.
Mm-hmm. It brings up that, that brings up the conversation of
Laying there,
teachers.
just laying there. She did what she had to do. She got up and she told me to get out. Like, for real. All right, it was cool. We'll link up again. And me being a dude, this is where things kind of got mixed up. When I walked outside, everybody all of a sudden wanted to brag, so I had to wear that persona because I was that kid.
Right.
And act like, yeah, I did what I had to do, blah, 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 blah. But all my life, for real. Never, I talked to my counselor about it and stuff like that, but just being able to, like, comfortably talk about it now, dude, to tell that story, just like, man. And as a man, you got to carry that because it's just like, what we was as young kids. And after that, that story just kind of stick for a while. It's like, hey, man, yeah, Smoke did this. It's just like, I didn't quite go like everybody think it went.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's similar to a story. It didn't actually go to sex, but I was quite popular too. All my school years, I was quite popular, and it was funny. I didn't lose my virginity till my summer of my sophomore year. Summer of my sophomore year in high school is when I lost my virginity. But here's what's similar, the story that's similar to yours. No sex was involved, but I had a lot of friends that were girls. We walked down the hallways, and I'd have two girls on my arms. Not sleeping with either one of them, but that's how close we were. They would kiss me in the mouth, and the rumors around school were, "Oh, he's a player. He's with everybody." He was with two other girls the other day. He was kissing her.
It just kind of sticks. And as a dude, you carry it because to other dudes, it makes you look legit. But down the line, it's kind of a mental thing. So I'm not gonna even lie, man. That just situation that always has messed with me. And how everything played out, it's like, hey, as a man, I hear y'all talking about it. It's like, yeah, it happened to dudes a lot. It's just the way that we have to carry it and the way we talk about it is a whole lot different.
Does it still bother you today?
It comes back up because I was 14, she was about 19. I didn't expect this, and then on top of that, that's classified as an adult, I'm a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was thinking about basketball and video games. It messed with me. Probably, I can honestly say it did make me really sexually active as a kid. To where at that point on, I was overly sexualized and got into all kinds of other stuff. Because at this point, I thought this is what I had to do to be cool to my partners, and so. Like a lot of girlfriends, instead of us starting off on just like kissing stage while dudes talking about kissing and stuff, I'm buying condoms and selling condoms to dudes. And I'm barely making it to high school doing this.
Okay.
And by this time, before high school, I was already sleeping with high school. Like every single woman that I dated besides my actual wife was always older than me. And that's always in my conscience. I've always been attracted to older women. And then I don't know if that had a part to play in it, maybe, but that's always been my conscience after that. I never dated a woman my age. I was 18, dating a woman 39. So it was like, hey, but that's what I liked.
Okay.
That's because that's what you had experienced. I mean, that really was the blunt of it. You're right. It did kickstart things, and unfortunately, it caused you to suffer from what's called PTSD, and a lot of people don't realize that PTSD comes with domestic violence. It's not just the service members that deal with PTSD or someone that's been in a car accident or anything like that, because it messes with you mentally, emotionally. It messes with your body physically. your body really wasn't ready for all that, but it got jump started, and then you were all your mind and your body were further along than the rest of the boys.
Man, now when you talking about the biggest fight, and you do get that you walking down the street is that numb feeling of what next, because now it's like, yeah, to the boys I'm cool, but in my mind I know what happened. I know that I can't do this with girls my age. You know, like this ain't happening like this. Like what the hell just happened at this point?
Yep. And I appreciate you coming forward about this and letting it be known, because a lot of young boys think that that's the par norm. It's supposed to be like that. That's why we have so many teachers able to take advantage of the boys. Because you'll notice when it's in school systems and it's teachers, it is more women taking advantage of the boys than it is the men and the girls.
Right.
All the way up into college.
I'm not even surprised no more. But truthfully, I want to get back to what Doc has to say. I'm gonna send in my headshots and everything, but I was truly enjoying what his conversation was on with y'all. So I would take myself off the line at Gaming Galaxy TX. I want to get back to radio. Radio 100.
There you go.
To see y'all and listening, I was really getting some insight on kind of what therapy for me.
Well, we appreciate it, and we're glad we were able to give you a little bit of an insight and a partnership basically to it. It gives you a little bit of an ease that, yeah, you were right. That was wrong.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna get back to the show. Thank y'all.
Hey, thank you. Y'all tune in to What Up Radio on Thursdays, correct? Thursdays from
7 and 9.
7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's called What Up Radio. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. That's who the caller is. He's a family member here at Real Talk 100 Radio. And Miss Wendy, you might not like their show too well. They like talking about X-rated stuff, R-rated stuff.
Oh, that's all right. But there are different types for everything.
Right.
Like I said, I'm a married woman. I've been married for 31 years. It ain't because I'm all goody two shoes. I have to,
You've been there and done
make
that.
my husband happy.
Keep the fire going. You gotta keep the fire going.
Got to keep the fire going. There you
Keep throwing
go.
wood on the fire.
That's right.
Like keep burning.
It's like putting new kindling on it. Oh no, it's going down. Give it a little stir.
Like Rick James said, fire and desire.
Fire and desire. Now there's a difference in fire and desire. That's for relationships. We don't want you to be putting your fire and desire on someone who doesn't want it.
Exactly. I'm getting the sign over here from a DJ. That sign, and for those of you who are on Real Talk 100 Radio listening in on our website, that means we're almost out of time. So we're gonna put a X into this real quick. I was just about to ask Lisa. Lisa had an episode at a club when I first met her. We'll save that for another show. But it ties into what we're talking about tonight. To everybody out there in Real Talk 100 Radio land, this interview, this Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour was all about movement against domestic violence of all types, and movement against domestic violence against domestic violence of all types. I got tacked-tongued again.
We're gonna tattoo that on your forehead.
Is an organization right here in Houston that does exactly what the name says it does. They're champions against domestic violence, and we're partnered up with them to put on a fashion show this upcoming Saturday from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's what this interview was all about. Before we end the interview, though, Wendy, I want to make sure we've gotten all information out about the upcoming event and your organization.
Yes, like he says, Movement Against Domestic Violence of All Types and Real Talk Radio 100 is putting on a Speak Up, Speak Out. We're not fooling around with domestic violence anymore. Fashion, vendor, and music showcase.
Yes, indeed. Y'all can find it on Eventbrite if you're interested in tickets. We have general admission tickets. We have VIP tickets. You'll get food, front row seating, and a little bit more with your VIP tickets. Family friendly, kid friendly from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Get those kids off the video games, get them out of your ear for a few minutes. And maybe they're aspiring to be models, whether they're men, whether they're young boys or young ladies. They might be aspiring to be models bring them out, show them how to be a model, show them how business owners run their businesses. We'll have vendors out there. We'll have fashion designers, models walking the runway. 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., kid-friendly, family-friendly. 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., we're going to do it like the young folks say and turn up just a little bit, have a little fun. So I'm not sure, maybe wifey goes home and hubby stays for the 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Or
call a babysitter ahead of time so y'all can enjoy the whole show. Hey, come on out April 2nd from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Trophy Wife Event Center at 11510 Homestead. That's 11510 Homestead. We'd love to see the entire city of Houston out there, especially domestic violence survivors. We want y'all. We want y'all to come on out. This is for you. All proceeds will go to this lady here in her organization, Movement Against Domestic Violence of All Types. Before we end the show, Lisa and Kenneth Wayne.
Want to shout out to Craving Cakes, our sponsor for tonight's show. If you are in the mood for a cake that you can imagine but can't fathom anybody to make, definitely reach out to them. The number is 979-530-7538. I have Malcolm addicted to a new Netflix show. I can't remember the exact name, but I think it's called Is That a Cake? Where they make cakes to look like toys, bowling balls. I mean, just everything you can think of. And we would have a competition to see, who could figure out what was the cake and what wasn't. And I am so sad that it was only one season. And we watched the whole season in 2 nights?
It's a trip, y'all. They will bring out a whole table. Ken Wayne, if you haven't seen it before.
Like 5 or 6
they'll
items.
bring out a whole table full of microphones. And it's your job as the judges to find out which one is the cake.
And trust me, some of them was hard. I'm like, oh my God, you couldn't tell. And the judges, how you got through the competition was if the judges didn't guess that was your cake. So if you've seen that show, then you know that this company here, Craving Cakes, right here in Houston. In fact, there's a lady from Katy on that show. But if you've seen that show and you want a cake like that, definitely reach out to Craving Cakes. Look at their website. I'm going to spell it for you guys. It's KRAVING. Cakes is spelled CAKEZ. Look at their Facebook page. They have some amazing cakes. And I'm telling you, looks can be deceiving. You can get the prettiest cake and it tastes like crap. I am here to tell you, 6 years, 7 years strong, everything they have made has been on point, amazing. And you're actually getting what you see. You are visually getting something that tastes amazing. They have chocolate covered shoes. They have Valentine boxes. They have everything you can possibly imagine in any scenario. If you can think it, they can make it. So definitely reach out to them, check out their page, follow their page, share their page, give them some support. They're right here in the Katy area, and they are a sponsor of Real Talk 100 Power Hour. So show them some love for sure.
Thank you, Lisa. Ken Wayne.
Very informative today. We joked around a little bit, but it was very informative. Kudos on the show. Hope it's a success. It should be. I don't see why not. I have an announcement to make next week. I'm going to unveil it. We're in the embryo stages of it, but it's coming together, and I just don't want to say anything yet. But next week, I'll pull the cover off of it. Very excited about it. Very excited about the next chapter of my life that's coming. Awesome. A new business venture. So it's going to be terrific. I think everybody will appreciate it, especially from my hometown. So next week, we will discuss it further, and we'll have everybody here, later on this month. So, but stay tuned. Next week, I'm pulling the covers off of it.
Pulling the covers off of it like it's a 1940-something Model T or something.
A Buick, 68 Buick, baby.
68 Buick.
Like Saturday Entertainer say, when you got to paddock at the time before you start.
Got to pat it a couple times before it starts. We thank y'all. We thank y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in once again to the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. Once again, we've been with Movement Against Domestic Violence of All Types. Miss Wendy Ragdoll Quick is the founder of that organization, and they're against domestic violence of all types. They're trying to stop it. If you would like to help her stop it, all you got to do is look up the only Ragdoll on Facebook, Wendy Ragdoll Quick on Facebook, or look her up on Instagram at Movement. How do you spell it on Instagram?
Movement Advet.
Advat Against Domestic Violence of All Types. She just used the letters. Look her up on Instagram if you would like to join the fight against domestic violence. Also, show up and support the event. So the event is called Speak Up, Speak Out Against Domestic Violence. Excuse me, Speak Up, Speak Out. We're not fooling around with domestic violence anymore. Look up the event on Real Talk 100 Radio's page or her page, which is Crazy Creativity with Miss Wendy Quick. Do you have it on any other pages?
I actually have it on the Movement page
On the Movement
as
page.
a event.
Okay.
So they can follow it from there. Because we do have a Facebook. That's how we not only have a Facebook page, but we have a personal Facebook group.
Okay.
So that
Will we
can
be
reach out.
allowing tickets at the door? Will we be allowing people to pay at the door? They have to purchase tickets from Eventbrite.
I think we will allow them to pay the door, but it will be an additional charge. It will not be the great price you're getting on Eventbrite per pre-sales.
So definitely go online and get that ticket, because if not, we want you to be in the house, but you're going to have to pay just a little bit more
That's right.
to get in the house. And you're going to want to be in there. It's a perfect place to network, to meet other business owners, to network with models, we'll be there. A lot of different people will be there that you can network with, bring your business cards, come out and support a great cause, and enjoy a great show and some great entertainment for sure.
That's right.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. This brings this show to an end. If you would like to be a guest on the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour, all you have to do is text POWER to 936-333-1969, and we'll create awareness about your small business, your product, your service, or your organization right here in the same seat where Wendy is right now. Text POWER to 936-333-1969 if you would like to create awareness about your brand, your product, your service, or your organization. That's all we got this week on the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. Give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow on both Instagram and Facebook at Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. Check us out next Tuesday and every Tuesday from approximately, that's an inside joke, from approximately 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock every Tuesday. We're going to have empowering conversations just like we had today with Movement Against Domestic Violence of All Types. We'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stay tuned for Crazy Creativity with Wendy Quick. We'll be back in approximately 5 minutes. So grab a drink, put your kids to bed, do whatever you need to do, and tune in. We'll be right back.